So I just got back from seeing Iron Lung, and I wanted to get this out raw while I was still thinking about it and still had goosebumps. For anybody who watches this channel, you know that I don't usually do movie reviews. In fact, I think this is like my second one ever. And it's my first review on a movie that, everybody else was talking about. I wanted to see this when I first heard about it because I'm a big supporter of all things indie. But I wasn't sure how I was actually going to feel about it. I mean, I love horror, I love indie, but horror honestly has been kind of a disappointment the last few years, except for, some of the don't take it too seriously funny ones. And I was a little concerned that either that would color my outlook or that the fact that I love horror and I love indie was going to make me overly positive. Um, yeah, so I'm left kind of speechless, which is probably not the best time to be doing a review, but I wanted to get this, like I said, I wanted to get this out completely raw. So this is going to have this is going to be totally unedited. All the, you know, hems and haws and blank spaces, because I want you to experience it the way I did. Um, so for those who don't know, I live in a pretty rural area. I don't get to go to the theater very often. Even when I want to see a movie, I miss most of the ones I'd like to. I'm probably half hour, 45 minutes easily from the nearest theater. And I've been home about 10 minutes, and I still have goosebumps. So I don't want to give any spoilers, but if you haven't seen this movie yet, it's amazing. Um, I have a real issue with kind of modern day sound mixing in Hollywood. And this movie isn't perfect. Like a lot of the movies that are coming out now, I would do better if I had subtitles. The music in the beginning is really loud. I can't hear anything. And part of that is my age and my terrible hearing. I think part of it is really the sound mixing. Um, there are areas where secondary characters are really tinny, and I can't understand them at all. So I would say I probably missed a good 25% of the movie and had absolutely no idea what was going on. And it didn't matter. Um, the visuals, the atmosphere, I couldn't hear the words terribly well, but I could hear tone. Uh, and like my heart rate still hasn't come down. It is that well done. I heard a couple people who did reviews saying things like, Markiplier decided to star in this movie because he didn't want anyone else to have to take the physical abuse. And oh my God, they were not kidding. Like you could feel the impact in a couple of places. I don't think you could fake that. It. I say repeatedly that one of the things I don't really like about modern Hollywood is that it's too clean, and I mean that both physically and emotionally. And this is not a clean movie in any way, shape, or form. It is not. It is not clean physically. It's not like the hero has one convenient streak of dirt down his cheek, or he has one scratch on his cheek that doesn't really do anything to distract from his looks. It just it's just there to be like, yeah, he was in a fight, honest. Um, Markiplier, and again, I don't want to do spoilers, but he ends this movie looking hurt. Uh, it has been a very long time since I have seen that look. Like I felt tired for him. The other thing is I really love good body horror, but most of the time these days body horror is just kind of a gross out. It's not horror in the sense that I think of it. It's disgusting. This was both. There was definitely some disgusting moments where I was just like, ugh, was that really that necessary? Um, but there was actual horror. Like there was actual body horror like it was done once upon a time, only with modern special effects, which is impressive when you consider the budget of this movie. Uh, I just have to say, I have to throw out my admiration for the job that Markiplier did here. I understand that he apparently gave huge bonuses to the crew that worked with him because the movie did really well, and I applaud him for all of that, for acknowledging their hard work, for acknowledging where the original source material came from, for sticking really close to the source material from everything I understand. Um, and for doing on a very small budget something that Hollywood has failed to do for quite some time. But above and beyond all of that, and above my love of horror movies, and beyond my love of indie movies, this is just a tremendously well done movie. I also heard a lot of people saying, oh, you could cut 30 minutes off of this. I don't know where. I have no idea where people think you would take 30 minutes out of this movie. Yes, the beginning is slow to get going, but it has to be. Like, the rest of the movie just would not have that same impact if the beginning didn't go the way it did. And initially I was kind of like, oh, you could have cut that whole first scene. I don't understand like why we had to do the whole he gets submerged, he comes back up, he gets submerged again. Like just submerge him and leave it. Except it becomes really necessary later on when he has other choices to make. And that's hard to explain if you haven't seen the movie. But maybe if you cut a minute here, 2 minutes there, you could shave off 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes if you stretched it. But 30 minutes, I don't buy it. I do not think it would have had nearly the kind of impact that it does. And I think it will have impact. I mean, I think I will still be thinking about this movie a couple of days from now. And on the off chance it makes my theater for a third week, which around here would be unheard of, but if, I will probably go back and see it again on Saturday and see if I can't pick up some of the dialogue I missed. And I will definitely be buying it on physical media when it comes out so that I can watch it with the subtitles. So my congratulations to Markiplier for a job well done. I was not a fan before this. I knew of him, but I didn't really follow him. I thought he kind of did game videos and not much else, and I have been proven wrong. So you have definitely earned a fan, sir. I congratulate you. I hope that when Hollywood comes around and offers you $100 million to make another movie, that you will instead find something else you love and make another $3 to $5 million movie, and do as well as you did this time. And I hope that Hollywood does not learn all of the wrong lessons from this. I think there's probably a very good chance they will, but it was an amazing job. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you go see it. Even if you are not a fan of horror, yeah, probably don't go see it in the theater. But maybe buy a physical copy, buy a DVD, buy a Blu-ray, and give it to someone for Christmas. Let's support the works of both indie artists and artists who stick close to the IPs they claim to love, and artists who, do a good job and take passion in their work instead of just, checking check boxes and writing safe, so we say, quote unquote, safe movies that nobody wants to watch. So it was a great job. Congratulations to Markiplier. Go see the movie. Happy headbutting.